Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You may argue with the title of this video, because yes, it is about Trump. Partly. If you've seen anything from this channel, you know it's about a psychological aspect. Everything, every video is about a psychological aspect. And the thing I would like to talk with you today is first impression. Have you someone in your life that does not like you? Maybe you've pissed off accidentally this person. And let me ask you a question. Do you feel like that this person does not really know you? They don't know you really well, right? And the fact is, if we find a person unpleasant, we get out our stamp with the sign dumb. Boom! The person's just dumb for us. And we do not invest time to know them better. Maybe other parts of this person might make us like them or hate them even more. We don't know, but we do not investigate. The point is, as soon as we have made a decision about a person, it is unchangeable. This is just reality. It is unchangeable. And I like what Michael Stevens says about this. Michael Stevens from the YouTube channel Vsauce. Maybe some of you know him. He's quite popular. And he says, this is not quote by quote, but if we wait in line for maybe a coffee shop and the person in front of us takes extremely long to get his order and to decide what he wants, we just decide that he's an annoying person and he takes that long because he's just annoying. But if we ourselves take the same amount of time, it's because we're not sure and we're emotionally disturbed, maybe from an accident or something that happened early in the day, and we tend to forget that everybody around us has just a complex life like ourselves. We like to view ourselves as the main character and everybody else just not play second role. And the point is, someday, at some point in time, I was at a business seminar and the teacher talked about advertisement. And he said, you should look up how Trump does it. And I was like, Trump? He cannot teach me something, he's just dumb. 2 days later, I was in a bookstore and they laid a book of Trump, How You Get Rich. And I thought like, all right, know your enemy. And I read through the first few pages. And on one of the first pages, he said, by the way, in this book I'm not going to tell you how you get rich. I'm just going to talk about myself. I just named it so more people would buy it. And I thought like, whoa, that's an arrogant asshole, but at least he's honest from the very beginning. I'll take it. And guess what? I took it. And if you think he loves himself, you're absolutely right. Can you imagine that here is a whole chapter to his haircut? Yeah, that self-loving. But imagine what he writes about his haircut, because that's interesting. He would like to change it himself, and he thought about this a long time, but eventually a public magazine made fun of his haircut. And that's the point where he decided, now I'll keep it. Because being in a magazine is free advertisement for you as a person. And what most people do not realize, that news are always good. Doesn't matter if it's good news or bad news. As long as it's news, it is good. The worst news are no news. That's the point. And as I read that, I thought like, oh my gosh, every anti-Trump post on the internet is directly advertising the name Trump. And he did plan this from the very beginning. The fact that he pisses off so many people is on purpose. This is not an accident. He does this on purpose because he knows what you would do. Do you remember that I just said know your enemy? He mastered that point. He knows what he needs to do to make you do something in return. And you think it's what you want to do. Do you get me? Let me tell you another story from this book. So there's this ice skating park, the Woolman Rig. And he sees it directly from his office in the Trump Tower. And multiple years it was in construction and had to be fixed or something, I don't know. And the laws in the city of New York was like, oh, we have to take the cheapest offer from to fix it. But they do not take a combined pack. They needed to get the cheapest electricity guy, they needed to get the cheapest construction guy, the cheapest architecture guy, and so on and so forth. And they had so many people that had no idea what the other person is doing, and would you have just one person, one entrepreneur, you could have made it for half the price and better. So since it was going on for multiple years and he was not the one chosen to do it, he was like thinking, what can I do to make them ask me to do it? So he did not ask the city New York, oh, would you like me to do that? No, he wrote an open letter that was published in the newsletter where he insulted the government of the city New York by saying, I could do this in half the year with half the money. And they were like, and they are going to him saying, yeah, asshole, here, try, do, show us. And he was like, okay. Do you know what I mean? He insults people on purpose because he knows if he insults you, you do what he wants. I like what the old Chinese war masters say about this. If you think you are winning, but your foe does not adjust his strategy, you are running right into a trap. In fact, let me bring a quote from Sun Tzu. Know the enemy and know yourself. You must not fear the results of 100 battles. That's the truth. And the reason I named this video Why I Like Trump, I would like to tell you why I like Trump. I still see him as an enemy, but he helped me to understand that principle by the way of being arrogant, being just the way he is. And would he have been any different, I would not have understand that. Because life teaches you by pushing you around, by make you fall flat on your face. Then you understand it. And I would like to bring up one more quote. One more and we're good to go. And that quote comes from the Dalai Lama with the 108 Pearls of Wisdom. Wisdom number 5 says, let me find it. That's 6.5. Be thankful to your enemies because they are your greatest masters. Your enemy teaches you how to take suffering. They teach you patience, tolerance, and mercy. And all of that they do without asking for anything in return. Nice guy, cool guy, amazing teacher. Ladies and gentlemen, I just have to put up one more thing. My parents always told me, son, find good friends. I tell you, if you want to step further and faster through personal development, you have to seek good enemies as well. Because they will teach you how to do things and how not to do things. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank you for your time.
So that's it for this week's episode of The Hoernke. I hope you enjoyed what you've seen. If so, please leave a like and a comment down below and subscribe to this channel to never miss anything. I hope you enjoy. Stay tuned.